Hey there, future teacher. Welcome to another CSET prep, multiple subjects, and here we are having Subtest 2, Practice Test 1. This video is proudly presented by teacherpreps.com, the #1 choice for test prep to pass your teacher certification exam. In case you're not enrolled yet and you want a trusted training program that provides all the CSET study materials you need to pass in one place, including a study guide and timed practice tests for each subtest which simulate the types of questions you'll likely receive on exam day, simply visit teacherpreps.com and click the blue button in the top right corner labeled Get Test Prep Now. Before we start, let us take a look at what Subset 2 is all about. Subset 2 covers domains in math and science with 52 multiple choice questions and 4 short answer questions. Without further ado, let's start and review our first question. A student holds a toy car at the top of a ramp and then releases it, letting it roll to the bottom. As the car rolls down the ramp, what happens to the potential energy the car had when it was at the top of the ramp? The correct answer is the second choice. Some is converted to sound and heat energy due to friction between the car and the ramp. Let's take a focus on physical science. As the car rolls down, some of the potential energy is indeed converted into kinetic energy, but not all. Some of the energy is also converted into heat and sound due to the friction between the car and the ramp. Now, moving on to the next question. Which of the following scenarios describes a chemical change? For this one, it is the last choice, a log burning in a fireplace. Taking a look at physical science, burning wood is a chemical change because it results in the formation of new substances. In this case, we have the ash and the smoke, and this process cannot be reversed by simple physical means. Now, let's take a look at the next question. A circle with a radius of 6 centimeters is inscribed in a square. What is the area of the square? For this one, the correct answer is 144 square centimeters. Let's take a look at the concept of geometry and measurement. The diameter of the circle is equal to the side length of the square. Therefore, the radius of a circle is equal to half the length of a square. The area of the square is the full side length squared, which is 12 raised to 2, which gives us 144 square centimeters. If you need more help when it comes to geometry and measurement, you can check out our YouTube channel, Teacher Preps. The numeral of 7E652 is divisible by 6. If E represents the digit in the 10,000s place, what is the sum of all possible values of E? The correct answer for this question is 12. Now, let's try and understand why is it 12. To solve the problem, we need to understand the conditions under which a number is divisible by 6. It has to be divisible by 2 and 3. So in order for a number to be divisible by 6, it should satisfy the condition of being divisible by 2 and being divisible by 3. Now, given the numeral 7E652, where E represents the digit in the 10,000s place, let's apply these conditions. For the number to be divisible by 2, the last digit should be even. In this case, we can see that 2 is an even number, which satisfies the condition that this is divisible by 2. Now let's take a look at its divisibility by 3. For the number to be divisible by 3, the sum of its digits must be divisible by 3. So let's first calculate the digits without considering the letter E. So in here we have 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2, which gives you 20. Now that we have the sum, let us now try to add E with the sum of 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2. So we can try all the numbers from 1 to 9. So in that case, we will be adding 20 plus 0, 20 plus 1, 20 plus 2, up to number 9. Now, let's take a look at all the given numbers. Among the sums that are presented, which are divisible by 3? Okay, you have it. We have 1, 4, and 7 because 20 plus 1 gives you 21, 20 plus 4 gives you 24, and 20 plus 7 gives you 27, which are all divisible by 3. Therefore, if we add these numbers, 1 plus 4 plus 7, it gives us the answer or the sum 12. All right, now let's move on to another question. In a classroom, there are 7 green markers on one table and 0 green markers on another table. When the markers from both tables are combined, how many green markers are there in total? The problem demonstrates the identity property of addition, as adding 0, which comes from the second table, to the number of markers on the first table does not change the total number of markers. Now, if you need more help when it comes to this topic, you can check out our YouTube channel, Teacher Preps, and click on the video Properties of the Number System. Okay, shall we move on to another question? A box contains 8 red balls, 6 green balls, and 4 blue balls. If one ball is drawn at random, what is the probability of drawing a red or green ball? For this one, the correct answer is 7 over 9. Now, let's take a look at the solution on how we got 7 over 9. So let us find out on how we got 7 over 9. So the first thing that we should do is to add all the given. So in here, we have 8 red balls plus 6 green balls plus 4 blue balls, which gives you a sum of 18. Now, let's write it in its fraction form. So we have 18 and we have 8. So 8 here, the numerator, it represents the 8 red balls, and 18 represents the total number of the balls. Now, in the question, it says red or green ball. So we will not just focus on 8 red balls, let's also focus on 6 green balls. With that, we will also be putting 6 over 18. So 6 green balls over 18, which is the total number of balls, and then we will be adding these two, which gives you 14 over 18. Now, since it is not in the choices, the best thing that we could do is to simplify this. So both of the numbers are divisible by 2, which gives you 7 over 9. Great. Okay, here's another problem. At the end of the school year, Mrs. Jenkins gives her students a comprehensive test covering all the math topics they've learned throughout the year. She uses the results to determine if the students are ready to move on to the next grade level. After grading the tests, Mrs. Jenkins meets with each student individually to discuss their performance and areas of improvement. Based on the scenario, which type of assessment has Miss Jenkins used? The type of assessment Ms. Jenkins used is a summative assessment. This is explained by the mathematics instruction. Mrs. Jenkins employed a summative assessment as she evaluated students' overall comprehension of the year's math topics at the end of the instructional period to determine their readiness for the next grade level. So, as we all know, summative assessments are evaluations conducted at the end of an instructional period, such as a unit, a semester, or even an academic year, to measure what students have learned. Its primary purpose is to judge the quality and quantity of student learning at the conclusion of a defined instructional period. Now, moving on to the next question. The interior angles of a convex polygon sum to 1260 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? For this question, the correct answer is 9. Now let's find out on how we got 9. In order to find the number of sides in a polygon when you need in order to find the In order to find the number of sides in a polygon when you know the sum of its interior angles, you can use the formula for the sum of interior angles in any polygon, which is the sum is equal to n minus 2 times 180. So in this question, we are given the sum of the interior angles, which is 1260. Therefore, we should write the equation as follows: 1260 is equal to n minus 2 times 180. Now, the next thing that we should do is to combine like terms. With that, we will be transposing 180 beside 1260, which now gives you 1260 over 180 is equal to n minus 2. Now, let's try and solve. So 1260 divided by 180 gives you 7 is equal to n minus 2. Now, are we finished with the equation? Not yet, because once again, we have to combine like terms. So with that, we will be moving 2 to 7. So in this case, it becomes 7 plus 2 is equal to n. Now, you might be curious, why is it 7 plus 2 instead of 7 minus 2? Now, the rule in transposing numbers is that when you transpose the number, the operation also changes. In this case, we have minus 2, it becomes a positive. So from a negative, it becomes a positive. So with that, we have 7 plus 2 gives you 9. So our answer for this one is 9. If you're not feeling confident yet and you need more help with CSET preparation, simply visit our website teacherpreps.com and click the blue button in the top corner labeled Get Test Prep Now.